One evening, a man returned home to his wife with joyful news and the promise of boundless prosperity to come. The next morning, he chose the finest clothes he owned, cleaned the flask he used to serve water, and headed to the king's palace. There, in a grand reception hall filled with delegations and guests, he moved about serving drinks, filling cups for those present. Then he would sit beside the king, entertaining him with amusing anecdotes and witty stories. At the end of the day, he would receive his reward and return home. This routine continued for a long time, until one of the ministers grew deeply envious of the man who had become close to the king and dearly favored by him. One night the minister followed the man on his way home and approached him, saying, "Do you know, the king complains about the smell of your breath." Alarmed, the man asked, "What should I do so I don't cause him discomfort?" The minister cunningly replied, "All you need to do is cover your mouth with a veil when you enter the palace." The man, trusting and innocent, said, "I will do so." From the next morning on, the man entered the palace with his face partially covered. The king found this strange, but made no comment. Days passed in this manner until the king asked the minister about it. Pretending to be afraid, the minister said, "I fear, my lord, that if I tell you, you may have me executed." The king granted him safety, so the minister continued, "He claims that your breath has an unpleasant smell, your majesty, and that is why he covers his face." The king was enraged. He went to his wife and told her what he had heard. She said, "Whoever dared to say such a thing should be executed tomorrow as a warning to anyone who would overstep their bounds." The king replied, "A wise suggestion." The next morning, the king summoned the executioner and ordered him, "Whoever you see leaving my palace carrying a bouquet of flowers, strike off his head." That day the man came as usual, served the guests, and when he was about to leave, the king gifted him a bouquet of flowers as a reward. On his way out, he encountered the minister, who asked, "Who gave you that bouquet?" The man answered simply, "The king." The minister said, "Give it to me. I deserve it more than you." Without hesitation, the man handed it over and went on his way. The moment the minister exited the palace holding the bouquet, the executioner saw him and carried out the king's command without delay. The next day, the man entered the palace as usual. The king was astonished, as he had believed the man to be dead. He summoned him and asked about the veil. The man answered honestly, "Your minister told me that you complained about the smell of my breath and advised me to cover my face so as not to offend you." The king then asked, "And the bouquet I gave you?" The man replied, "The minister took it from me, claiming he deserved it more." The king smiled and said, "Indeed, he deserved it more than you. For good intentions and malice can never meet." Don't forget to follow me for more updates.